Hi everyone, today's lesson is sketching a parabola. Now, each question, there's two quadratic equations that you need to work on, and each one you have to show the X-intercept, Y-intercept, and equation of the axis of symmetry, and then coordinates of the vertex and concavity. Well, you need to work on those, and then you need to sketch it at the end. All right, so let's have a look at this. Now first I need to find the X-intercept. Now what does that mean, X-intercept? It means all the points on the x-axis, which means anything on the x-axis y value will be 0. So let's have a look. A X-intercept, that's a short for intercept, and then I'm going to call, and then y equals 0. So that means x squared minus 6x minus 40 has to be equal to 0. Now we just have to factorize this. It's a monic, so it's easy. X. Now the factors of 40, that makes, when you add it together, it'll be 6. Well, first thing I can think of is what? 10 times 4, right? And then if I had a minus 10 and plus 4, I will get minus 6 when I add it together. So that would be the perfect one. So I'm going to put it like that for my factors. So therefore, my x values will be 10 and minus 4. And you might say, Miss, how did that becomes 10 and minus 4? That means it's like a times b equals 0, yeah? So that's my a, that's my b, has to be equal to 0. So it means a could be 0 or b could be 0, isn't it? Or both of them is 0. So what I'm going to do is x minus 10 equals 0 or x plus 4 equals 0. Now, to make whole thing 0, it has to be 10 opposite, right? And that has to be minus 4. So that is why x value is 10 or minus 4. Okay, so that's what I've got. Now b, we need to find the y-intercept when x equals 0. Now guys, remember what the intercept means, okay? X-intercept, y equals 0, y-intercept, x equals 0. So this is easy really, because all x values are 0, so it's going to be y equals minus 40. So that's my y-intercept. Now c is the equation of the axis of symmetry. Now I'm just going to give you the formula here. Axis of symmetry is when parabola, I don't know, for example here like that, and it's symmetrical both sides. So here axis symmetry is y equals 0 because it's y-axis. Now let's have a look. The formula is minus b over 2a. Okay, now with this a and b are all these coefficient of the quadratic. So here my a is 1, my b is minus 6, my c is minus 40. So I'm going to just substitute in x equals minus b, so it'll be minus 6 over 2 times 1. So that will be 6 over 2. Therefore my x of symmetry is 3. Oops. Now x equals 3. Now that axis of symmetry is x values is 3. That means, in other words, is your x value, x coordinates of your vertex is also 3, because that makes sense, you know, because whatever it is you're cutting in right in the middle, okay, in the through the vertically, that means your x coordinates of your vertex is same as axis of symmetry. So d is, of course, we want to find the coordinates of vertex. That means the vertex is a 3 and the y. Y we don't know. All you have to do is when x equals 3, what will be my y value? You just have to put that in. So let's have a look. Y equals 3 squared minus 6, 3 minus 40. When you put it all in your calculator, you will get minus 49. So your vertex will be 3 and minus 49. Now, DE is as a concavity. Now, because it's positive coefficient here, right there, it is concave up. So I'm just going to write concave up. Okay, so that's what I got. And now I have to sketch all this. So let's have a look at all the information we had. So first, what was all the information I had? When X-intercept, when y equals 0, I got 10, 0, and I have minus 4, 0. So that's my X-intercept. My Y-intercept, when x equals 0, I had a minus 40. And my axis of symmetry was x equals 3, and my vertex was 3 and minus 49. Okay, I'm just going to put V there for vertex, and it was concave up. All right, so let's sketch this. Let's see if I can sketch small and nicely. It doesn't have to be exact, because you have to go down to minus 40 and 49 to be whole page. It doesn't have to be that whole, like really accurate, but of course what I'm doing is very rough, so I want you to use a ruler and maybe perhaps with a pencil to start with, and then you can just trace it with a pen. So what I'm going to do here is minus 4 somewhere here, 10 here, and I'm going to do a little bit of a shortcut here. What I'm going to do here, I know it's going to be something like this. Whoops, I told you mine's not that good. Make sure you do nicely, and I know that's going to be my minus 49. That's 3. So my vertex is a 3 minus 49. Please take care of your sketch. Mine is terrible, but yours should be very nicely done. So my axis of symmetry is right there. That's x equals 3, and this is y equals x squared minus 6x minus 40. Okay, I hope I can see. You can see all of these. So that's my parabola. Second one, okay, let's practice again. So same thing happens again. Now I need to find the X-intercept. Now this one, X-intercept, so y equals 0, yeah? Now when I put the y equals 0, you might think, oh, I can't really factorize this, because I can't really, with the factors of 3, I can't produce 8. So this means quadratic formula. I hope you remember this. If you think, oh, I've seen that one, that's good. So what I'm going to do, if you want to go a little bit easier, I will just write all the A, B, C, so that when I substitute in, it's easy. So x equals minus 8 plus minus 8 squared minus 4ac 2, 1. So when you put that all in, I'll get plus minus 52. Use your calculator, guys. Now this one can simplify it further. Now 52 is 226. I have a video on this, how to do this one, so have a look please. 13. So root 52 is really 2 root 13. So if you put that in, 2, I will simplify 4 plus minus 13. So my x values when y equals 0 is 4 plus root 13 and a 4 minus root 13. I'm just going to put it in the decimal. So I'm going to go 7.60 because I know I'm going to have to sketch it, so it'll be easier for me. So I'm going to put that in, and I'm just going to leave it like that. Now my y-intercept when x equals 0, that's easy, isn't it? That's just 3. So I'm just going to go 3. And C will be axis of symmetry, x equals minus b over 2a which is minus 8 over 2 equals 4. Okay, and D, vertex will be 4 comma y. So I'm going to substitute 4 into x 2 minus 8 plus 3 y equals, what do I get? Vertex minus 13. So my vertex is 4 and minus 13. And E, it's a concave up because it's a positive. Okay, so let's sketch it. Let's just sketch this. So before we sketch the parabola, I need to put all the information that I just found. Okay, so my X-intercept was 7.60 and 0.40, and then my Y-intercept was 0 and 3, and then my axis of symmetry was that, and then my vertex was 4 minus 13. It was concave up. Excellent. So I'm going to do roughly again. Okay, roughly. So you probably need to do a bit more carefully. So, oh, look at that. My axis symmetry is pretty rough. So I know that's going to be 0.4. And I have to go through 7.6 roughly, because 7 and 8, something like that. So I'm just gonna do quick. Okay, and then I'm gonna put, that's my 3, and that was, so that was my 4, that was my 13. 4 minus 13. Now you can do like this. So what I've done is this, it's a shortcut. I just sketched my parabola quickly, and then I'll put all the points there. Sometimes it's easier because if you want to do it roughly, okay, but even though it's roughly, you make sure it's curved on the vertex side and it's nicely evened out. Okay, excellent. Thank you.